Hello people, today I'm going to be doing a review for not New Mutants, but for Project Power on Netflix. Yeah. Anyways, I did release a video addressing when I'll be able to see New Mutants or Tenet or anything that comes out until basically there's a vaccine for this virus. But yeah, long story short, I'm not going to be going to the theater until there's a vaccine, so I'm excited, yay. But I will be trying to find these movies on sites that are totally legal, so don't worry about that. But anyways, Project Power, it's a new Netflix movie, has Jamie Foxx, and there's a pill that exists, and if you take it, you have power for 5 minutes, which is actually a fantastic premise. It's really cool. And it gets into Los Angeles, and people are selling drugs. Well, this drug, or whatever you want to call it. And there's this little girl, or that's 15 or 16, and they she needs to pay medical bills for her mom that has diabetes, and that's why she sells drugs. She just can't find anything else. She just can't work at the McDonald's or something like that. But she needs money. Yeah, sell drugs. Good job. Her storyline could be taken out of the movie. She did not need to be in this movie. The actress was fine in the movie. It's just when you look back, she had no point or purpose. She's supposed to be like 16 or 15, by the way, and the actress that plays her is 29. Yeah, I looked it up. But yeah, let's just talk about some good. There's some okay action in this movie, especially in the first two acts. There's some really standout action. But the third act has terrible action. I'm just gonna be honest. My favorite action moment of this movie is this really cool moment. I think it's where you see Jamie Foxx beating people up in the background, and slowly this one girl, she has this power, and for 5 minutes, or she freezes, and so she's freezing and slowly dying, and you just see Jamie Foxx just beating the crap out of a bunch of guys in the background. I just thought it looked kind of cool. It was like it was really gritty, and I like that. Jamie Foxx was good in this movie. He kind of phoned it in, but what do you expect? It's okay. It's better than Bruce Willis. But there's also the intro to the movie. Well, not in the intro per se, but the first action sequence where it's this guy he catches on fire, and it's really cool how he has like the makeup was like there's a bunch of like little scorched scars or whatever you want to call them, burns on his face, and it was like you could really see these life consequences on some of these powers, which I thought was really cool. But now we're on to the bad. This movie is really forgettable. Here's the thing about action movies: there are so many of them, and when the worst way to do it is if you make it mediocre at this point, because if you make it a terrible action movie, you at least remember how terrible it was. Like I don't know, Suicide Squad. I know it's kind of superhero, but it's still action. I remember that movie because it's terrible. This movie's just meh and has nothing else to it. And so I'm gonna even though this is a better movie than Suicide Squad, I'm gonna forget this before I forget Suicide Squad, if I ever forget that piece of trash. But my biggest problem with this movie is that the story sucks. It sucks. There's barely any story to it, and whenever they do have a story, it's Taken. It's the movie Taken, copied and paste. Taken. It's Taken with magic pills. It's the same exact thing. The third act takes place on a boat where he gets his daughter back, or well, attempts. No spoilers, yeah. But it just like Taken. Yeah. There are 3 scenes where it was about 2 minutes long each, so about 6 minutes of nothing but this girl rapping, and it just the first time it was like fine, and then the last 2 times you're like, okay, overkill, okay, get on with it. Especially since her character was supposed to be like the soul of the movie or whatever, but she has no impact on the plot at all. So she has no really purpose, and so when they try to build up her character like that, I don't care. I really don't. This movie is also really too long. It's 2 hours. It could have been trimmed down to an hour 20, to be honest. there's a lot of stuff that did not need to be here. It's mostly that little girl, or what was the character's name? Rose? No, I think it was Rose, something like that. It started with an R, but yeah, I think this movie would have been a little bit better as a Netflix series, is what I kept thinking, because it's such a fantastic concept, and I feel like there's a lot to explore in this world, because it's really interesting. But when you try to put it in a 2-hour movie like that with a cliche plot, I felt like a Netflix producer could have definitely taken this premise and really made it great. Or heck, they could still do it if they want to, but I doubt it. But overall, Project Power, I'm not going to remember it at all. I'm going to forget it the second this video is uploaded. And I'm just going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's not terrible, but it's almost kind of bad of how mediocre it is. It's hard to describe it because we have so many movies like this now. But yeah, anyways, that's it. I'm gonna try to see New Mutants as long as that totally illegal site I use has that out for me. But anyways, I don't ask when I'm gonna have any reviews out, because the simple answer is I don't know. So yeah, anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that, and adios.